All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show for goldandsilvertoday.com. Check that website out, everybody. All right, man, I feel like my voice is very heavy this morning. But we will start with the potential idea of, we're going to have to start thinking about it a lot more now, but a Biden presidency looming, and what exactly that will mean for gold and silver prices for the next 4 years. Now, if it's one thing we all know, the world over, is that politicians basically lie through their teeth. You really can't trust them. But, that aside, we have to take them at face value, as far as what exactly it is that they're proposing. So, I happened to take a look at Biden's website and found a pretty, interesting point that will probably be pretty good, as far as gold and silver catching a bid from some of his policies. Now, we've talked about this idea of, what would happen if a Democrat versus Republican would win and what that would do with gold and silver prices. But this is what, a Biden and Harris presidency would look like as far as green energy is concerned, or just the energy sector is concerned. The Biden plan to build a modern, sustainable infrastructure and an equitable, clean energy future is the name of this. And for those of you not familiar with American politics, the left side of the aisle is big on developing clean energy in order to combat climate change. Now, according to Joe, he would like to revamp infrastructure, the auto industry, transit, power, buildings, housing, agriculture, and another thing on his list was environmental justice. Now, the great thing about the green energy movement is that it, as it relates to metals, is that it will be mining intensive. Now, I honestly believe that mining companies will be some of the big stars in the 2020s. Obviously, there'll probably be, stars playing supporting roles to the giants such as Tesla and other tech companies that will likely get all the shine, but they'll be the ones who will basically butter their bread with the resources that they need in order to make their tech. The resources that they dig up are pretty important for sustainability for many of these green initiatives and companies. Silver will likely get a bid, as it is one of the few elements that actually provide quality electroconductivity at a relatively cheap price. Yes, there are other metals that are cheap as well, such as aluminum, copper. But the problem is that the level of quality that you get from electroconductivity from those metals pales in comparison to what you would get from what we like to call here the white knight. Now, in addition to the green movement, we have to factor in what a Biden presidency means for fiscal policy as well. So let's take a look here. Now, here we actually have the euro to US dollar. Now, the euro has been gaining steam over the dollar in recent days as the markets have priced in what a Biden win would mean for them. Now, loose fiscal policies will benefit asset prices in stocks, real estate, commodities, and more. True money, for example, gold and silver, will also catch a bid from the diminished value of the dollar. So, those two instances in which, you can find solace in a Biden presidency are, higher bullion prices and even higher bullion prices, and take a look at this. This is really interesting. So this is the euro to dollar year to date. And what you find is that the euro is, basically pushing back up relative to the dollar, pushing back up to some of its yearly highs, down from where it was earlier. And, the euro is actually gaining some strength, or had been gaining some strength in recent days. There's obviously issues with what was happening with Brexit and, the strength of the euro versus the pound. But if we take a look at it relative to the dollar has been just, not doing well at all in recent days, which has helped gold and silver pop up, as you can see, not back to their former glory earlier in the year. That's gold. Here's silver. But, we're getting there. But the interesting thing is that we're actually seeing, and this is one of the cool things about looking at charts, we're hitting a resistance level here. And, if we surpass it, that will be great. But obviously, the resistance level of 1.20 is one that, the Eurozone doesn't like to surpass. That's just one that they want to. As soon as they see it, they want to strike the euro back down. So I'm curious to see if we get close to that in the coming days. Right now, we're kind of running a little bit hot, being at 1.18. Maybe we'll get to 1.19. Again, that's running really hot. I doubt that we'll hit 1.20, but if we do, all bets are off. But that's just something to take note of as we see gold and silver prices running up higher. Here we had gold hit 1951.45 to end the day on Friday. We had silver hit 25.61 to end the day on Friday. So really good movements for the metals. So we'll see how well they perform next week. But all that to say, under a Joe Biden presidency, when it comes to fiscal policy, when it comes to the green energy movement, likely we will see gold and silver prices move higher as the dollar diminishes in value. And once it does that in the next few years, I can definitely see us, surpassing the 1.20 level, as the euro, will really have to work hard to devalue itself against the dollar. But we'll see. We'll see how things turn out. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new. And let me know if you factored in, or how you factored in, a Biden presidency as far as gold and silver is concerned in the metals. Have you thought about the mining sector and what that would mean relative to, tech getting a bid and some of your favorite mining stocks? Have you also seen some of your mining stocks catch a bid this week with prices rising in gold and silver? I've been eyeing some mining stocks. So let me know in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching. It's Black Bullion for goldandsilvertoday.com.